Hello, everybody. My name is Riham ElGizy. I'm the CEO of the regional voluntary carbon market, known as RVCMC. Today, you are listening to our special and first RVCMC hosted podcast, and this is a very special one for us. Today, we have a special guest, the Deputy President and Vice Chairman of International, Abdul Latif Jameel, Mr. Fady Jameel. Could you tell us, Fady, more about Abdul Latif Jameel's success and family philanthropy? How are you engaging in saving the planet?
Thank you very much. Since our establishment almost 80 years ago, from a small trading business to a distributor of Toyota motor vehicles, we've expanded our business to 34 countries with 11,000 colleagues and 40 nationalities. We have 4 sectors that we focus on. Mobility, financial services, renewable business, as well as water services, and health. We also have a distinct venture business out of Jimco. On the philanthropic side, we do engage quite closely with universities, most prominently MIT, where we have supported and established labs there.
At RVCMC, our key purpose is to help companies with their decarbonization journey. The private sector has been more and more involved in carbon credit schemes. Why is the immediate decarbonization important to you?
Well, let me start with the voluntary carbon markets. I think it's quite important for the private sector to take part in the market scheme. I think any instruments to help decarbonize industry and to help communities across the globe is quite crucial and important. As an example of our technology drive, Abdul Latif Jameel has invested in fusion energy as well as green hydrogen for transportation and grid storage across the globe. These are promising and existing technologies that will help us reach our goals.
Also, I wanted to mention, and this is very important to us since we were talking about pioneering, you've been pioneering with us as well at RVCMC. ALJ has bought 15,000 carbon credits in our last auction in Nairobi. You have also been a key partner, and I do remember when we first presented to you back a couple of years ago, you have been partnering with us since day one. Can you please tell us more about your view on carbon credits and their role in decarbonization?
Any instrument to help lower the carbon emission that we face today is important. Voluntary carbon markets plays a leading role in what we do. We have taken part in 2 of your auctions, and we look forward to taking part in many more. We'd also like to invite other private sector players to join us and to really see the benefits of all this. In terms of a program, we have a solid program with the voluntary carbon markets that we work with you, and we really look forward to being a main player in the voluntary carbon markets.
So I wanted to ask you as well about the energy and environmental services. Based on your corporate commitments to drive climate action, how do you see collaboration between government and private sector to achieve the net zero goals?
That's a very good question, Riham, and something I'm very proud of. I think the energy sector is a very fast-paced sector. Technology comes into play quite aggressively. I think the adoption of new technologies into the system and into the country is extremely important, whether it's energy storage or green hydrogen or fusion energy in the future. Certain types of regulation should come into play. These types of regulation are being considered by the Saudi government, something which I am very encouraged by and encourages many local groups, but also international groups to come in and invest.
The kingdom has set a clear goals to deliver the vision of 2030. We have seen His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, launching the Saudi Green Initiative. I wanted to learn more about how Abdul Latif Jameel is supporting the kingdom's national initiatives to combat climate change. We were very keen to learn more about that.
We're very keen to play a leading role in the transformation. Saudi is our home country. Saudi is where we've started. And Saudi is one of the most important pillars for us. Being part of that transition from the private sector is quite important. So we are very excited to be part of Vision 2030. We're also excited to bring in new technologies and new innovation. One example of that technology transfer is Shuqaiq 3, which is a 450,000 cubic meter desalination plant, which uses very low energy and very high efficiency in its operations. This is something we'd like to roll out further in Saudi Arabia.
You know, Fady, I'll be very candid here. I've been talking during COP about the auctions, the participation, and our plans to launch an exchange the second half of next year. And I've been asked, why would Saudi companies participate in the auctions? Why would family business care about decarbonization? There's no regulation that is forcing you to participate in the auctions and supporting the market, as I said during day one. Why did you participate? Why do you decarbonize, and why do you care?
That's a very good question, and it's a very important one. After being at the COP28 and seeing the conference and meeting many, many interesting people, I see a lot of Saudi firms really stepping up in this game and really taking these issues quite seriously. Philanthropy and transition and family business have come full circle. All play a leading role, and all are important. And you can't do one without the other. And this realization has come to a certain fruition with the private sector. And I'm very much looking forward to working with my colleagues and my friends in this space.
Our focus in RVCMC is to improve livelihoods in the Global South. Abdul Latif Jameel has also been vocal about their commitment to the SDGs. For example, back in September, Abdul Latif Jameel has launched the Clean Air and Water Labs, which is focused on solving the most pressing air and water challenges in Africa and the Middle East. You must tell us more about the impact of that initiative and other initiatives and projects that you have supported and carried out in that region. Also, how can we collaborate to improve the funding of key projects which impacts the Global South?
MIT and Abdul Latif Jameel are very evidence-based in their approach. We see clean water and clean air as an important solution for the climate challenges. We have done a pilot project in Gujarat and hoping to roll out a second one, seeing that the first one has shown so much promise. We have also partnered with conglomerates and groups in Africa and North Africa to roll out similar programs for clean air. This is a major initiative that the family is taking a front row at.
Fady, you've explained a lot and talked about innovation, about sustainability, about climate action. Why does it matter for you?
I think it's important for family businesses and conglomerates to set the standard for green initiatives and for addressing the climate challenges that we face today. COP28 is in our backyard. I think this is a great opportunity for family businesses to step up, not only to take advantage of the COP being here, but also to transform their businesses into a sustainable, long-lasting formula. We see ourselves as climate activist investors. We love the challenge. We don't like the easy way out. It's always going to be difficult, but not impossible. We see the way towards a much more sustainable future in our region, but in other places as well. I think taking the long-term view and investing in the most impactful solutions is a key for sustainability, is a key for business to grow and survive. We are encouraged to work with others towards that path.
Well, we are here in COP, and everyone is saying this is a very difficult problem to solve, and it's so hopeless. Do you think there is hope?
I think we are very lucky to have COP28 in our backyard. I think it presents tremendous opportunity for the private sector, for family businesses and conglomerates to really play a leading role in this transition. There is no choice. It's either you change or you're left behind. And I would like to consider myself, like others of my colleagues, that we want to play a leading role. And we will play a leading role under the leadership of Saudi Arabia.
Very, very impressive. So it's either you change or you're left behind. This is how we're going to conclude. I would really like to thank you for your time and this insightful chat. I personally enjoyed it very much. We are honored to have Abdul Latif Jameel as one of our partners, our very first partners, and we are looking forward for more work together and look at Abdul Latif Jameel as an example, setting example for family businesses and accelerating climate action. For this time, I would like to thank you very much and looking forward to the next podcast.